People come in to go on stage the next day, like, you know, super lean and cut at 6%. So he's really, really close. A lot of dedication and hard work has clearly gone into this.
High five. So 4 years ago, I looked like this. And while I did consider myself to be relatively strong, which felt good, for a myriad of reasons, I didn't like who I was seeing in the mirror. And I decided I wanted to lose weight. And so I did a lot of things different. I changed the way I trained, joined CrossFit, got a little more mindful of my eating, found a little bit more balance. I kind of wound up living at 210 to 220 pounds for a long time. At my peak weight, I was 245. But after a while, I realized there were still greater lengths to hit, greater levels to achieve, and yeah, I wanted to do more. So for the last 3 months, I've been really working hard to really put it all together. Lifestyle, eating, training. And now I look like this. So I told myself 20 pounds ago that if I ever got to 195, I would go get Dexa Scan. I would go find out what my percent body fat was, and how much lean tissue, lean body mass I had. And honestly, I didn't know if this day would ever come. I haven't been able to be disciplined enough to make this happen for a long time, but you know what? It freaking happened. So we're going today to get Dexa Scan, and I'm really excited to find out what my percent body fat is. So I'm glad you guys are here. Super curious to know what I am. Please put your guesses in the comments below. We'll find out at the end of the video if you were right. I hope you guys are having a good day. So upon arriving to Dexa PDX, I made a rookie mistake. My camera cut out. But luckily I've got an iPhone, and I was able to get the footage anyway. I just wanted you guys to know. So here I am inside their portable Dexa Scan unit. Dexa Scan stands for Dual X-ray Absorptiometry. The scan uses 2 X-ray beams to scan the body in a non-invasive way, so the exposure to radiation is low. It takes about 10 to 20 minutes, and the 2 beams running through your body, they're measuring your bone density and your body composition. So I'm going to let my man go ahead and explain my results. It was painless, took about 15 minutes. I just had to sit really still. Here we are. Noah just received his first Dexa Scan. Total body fat percentage is at 8.8%. So Noah is probably one of the top 5 to 10 lowest body fat percentages we've seen. People, to give you some perspective, people come in to go on stage the next day, like, you know, super lean and cut at 6%. So he's really, really close. A lot of dedication and hard work has clearly gone into this. High five.
We have fat tissue of 17.3 pounds. Lean tissue of 170 pounds, which is really good for someone who's 5'11". Carrying 170 pounds of lean mass is really impressive.
Awesome.
To give you perspective, the average, I would say, for someone 5'11" that comes in here probably carries 140 pounds of muscle mass. So you're
crazy.
30 pounds above that.
Awesome.
So good work there.
Thanks, dude.
And then we have bone mass. So these 3 components are what makes the Dexa Scan so accurate. We get fat tissue, lean tissue, and bone mass all in one scan. So the body fat percentage is just a total body fat divided by total mass, and that's where you get that 8.8%.
Okay.
So this guy's carrying 17.3 pounds of fat. From before, when you were 247, you were probably carrying more like 50, 60, 70 pounds of fat.
I felt
maybe
it,
more.
dude.
So this will be interesting for you because you count your calories. So this is our daily resting metabolic rate. So this, if you were to lay on this table for 24 hours and just breathe, your body is still going to burn 2,000 calories. The reason it is part of it is because it's measuring the muscle mass, and it's a function of muscle mass is how many calories we burn. This is different than your basal metabolic rate, which would be your day of CrossFit, cycling, running, weightlifting, whatever it is. This is just your baseline amount of calories that your body requires so that your body doesn't go catabolic and start burning muscle mass. To us, this is the most important thing on the scan.
Sure.
It's called the visceral fat. Visceral fat is the fat that surrounds your internal organs.
Sure.
Think of your organ like this. You've got a small, thin layer of fat that goes around all your organs for protection and insulation. So it's actually supposed to serve a purpose. But in excess, when we eat excess sugars and bad nutrition or nutrients, your body's going to store fat around the internal organs. So you imagine this little cavity that you have under your ribs and your abs, where you've got all your organs that make your body function and live and thrive, and you're putting a ton of fat in there. You don't really have extra room in there, so you start to see this distended stomach or maybe more of a barrel chest.
Right.
That's just suffocating your internal organs. So your heart has to work harder, your stomach, your digestive system has to work harder. So you can imagine more fat goes in there, the lower someone's quality of life is going to be.
Sure.
So the first thing that we like to go over with people is nutrition when they come in for this, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So visceral fat is optimal under a range of 1 pound. So you get a pass.
Yeah.
You get a gold star for the scan. You got 0.64. Would have been really cool to see what this was at. It's 50 pounds ago, right?
I agree.
A lot of times we see people maybe coming in at 250 or so for your height at like 3-4 pounds visceral fat. There's a direct correlation between your risk for diabetes and cardiovascular disease based off of this number. So really, it's like a health assessment. You know, in 6 minutes, we're able to get a health assessment and check it out.
It's powerful.
Exactly what's going on in the body, and then it's up to you to change that. So for bone density, we get an average from head to toe. For men, this is still important, but less important than it is for women, because women are more prone to developing osteoporosis.
Oh, sure.
Basically, to give you an example of like bone health over time. So it's always increasing up to around the age of 25 or 30, and once we get there, it's slowly going down. Like we stop producing the cells that build bone, but we keep producing the cells that break down bone over time.
Okay.
So we actually get the bad end of the stick there. But what happens with women? Men will keep going this way. Women take a dip during menopause, so they take a big spike down. This is a total body screening, so basically we can just see where your bone health is at, compare it to your age and gender. So you get this score here. We compare it to your age and gender, and you're actually off the scale in the 99th percentile.
Yeah!
Did you grow up playing any impact sports?
I wrestled and I played rugby, and so yes.
Yeah, so 100% yes. You see higher bone density with people like that.
Cool.
And you've probably got it in your genes. So.
Thanks, Jeans.
Yeah, your genes look great.
Good for you, Jeans. You did good.
Any questions on the scan?
Nah, dude.
Good stuff, man.
Good stuff.
Good information here. This all looks really, really good. So.